In this episode, I'll be featuring two of Detroit's automobile factories, the Connor Stamping Plant and Body Fisher Plant 21. The city is most known for its automobile factories, but now, not so much. During the 1940s, the city's population remained the fourth largest in the country. However, industrial restructuring, the loss of jobs in the auto industry, and government corruption led to a rapid decline and a state of urban decay. The city lost a considerable population from the 20th century to the present, reaching a peak of 1.8 million people in 1950. Detroit's population has declined more than 65%. So today, I'll be exploring the rise and downfall of Detroit to see what's left. Hey y'all, how's it going? It's me, Rick. I just wanted to take this time to thank each and every one of my subscribers for watching me. This is huge. We made it to 10,000 subscribers. So that I thank you for very, very much. I can't thank you enough. And I got good news. I just went out to film more locations. I was gone for like 30 days in the Northeast. I came back with about 25, maybe 26 or 27 new locations for y'all. And I got way more than that in my backlog. So I have a whole plethora of new videos coming out for y'all. And again, thank you for watching me. It really makes my day. And thank you so much. Enjoy the show. I'm getting ready to explore the now demolished Connor Stamping Plant on the east side of Detroit. But first, let's look at Detroit's past to get a better understanding of what happened to the rise and downfall of this city and why it was the central hub for auto manufacturers. The reason is that Detroit had a lot of advantages over other cities. It had good rail access, good water access, and at the turn of the 19th century, it had a very diversified industrial economy. Also, Detroit had people who would go broke building automobiles, then get rich doing something else. Manufacturers had strange concepts developed to aim towards the rich as their next play toy for the early years. But a whole group of designers realized that motoring was for the masses. So more and more production began for the middle class. Ford Motors used machinery as much as possible, but factories were still labor intensive for workers. The assembly line was a revolution as workers had to do one simple job all day instead of moving from spot to spot. The work flowed by and came by them, making life much easier. Unfortunately, Henry Ford discovered that nobody wanted to work. So what Ford did was, if he paid people enough, they would do anything.
What do you think of that, Father? Well, I think everybody's decided that they've got to go to work. I think from now on, there's no one can stop this great country from going ahead.
And that's precisely what happened. The minimum pay was $2.35 a day, which increased to $5 a day. Suddenly, this massive pay raise had to be copied by other car manufacturers, attracting the very best workers to Detroit. But the prospering wouldn't last long as the Depression and stock exchange would crash, resulting in more car manufacturers closing. From 18 manufacturers, and after bankruptcy, mergers, and acquisitions, down to only 3 left: General Motors, Ford, and Chrysler. It was the golden era of full-time employment. During the 1950s and 60s, Detroit was the place to be. During that age, Detroit then got its nickname, the Motor City. The population also expanded to more than 200,000 citizens, mostly African American. It was also a difficult time with race relations in America.
What do you see for the future of Detroit? The immediate future, perhaps? What is your opinion on that?
Well, I just see a lot of hard work of trying to bring all of the various diverse elements of our community together.
Many white people dreaded the so-called black invasion, and in no time, white people began to flee the city, as we know today as the White Flight. Whites moved out, taking their tax contributions and businesses with them. Between 1950 and 1960, Detroit lost 200,000 people. In July of 1967, some of the worst riotings of American history began as racial conflicts ignited the city. And unfortunately, a lot of people were killed that day, and many businesses were looted or destroyed. As it still stands today, Detroit, Michigan, dominated by the Democratic Party, bad policies, high gas prices, and high taxes, turned City Hall into a den of bribes and kickbacks, making themselves rich and leaving mainly black families to suffer. The city, going from almost 2 million people down to 670,000, is where we're at today. Well, here we are, the Connor Stamping Plant, officially known as the Cadillac Stamping Plant. This place was demolished last year, and I can see why. Inside, it looks like a war zone. So let's begin this explore and see what we can find. Security is present, and they are actively patrolling the building while I'm inside, so I have to keep an eye out as much as possible.
I kind of have to keep my light low because security is present, and they are here in this building, so I kind of have to keep my light off or very dim. And they're getting ready to demolish this place. That's why security is present. There's nothing up here. God dang it. So I don't trip and fall. That elevator. Look how big that elevator is. Good God. Well, it looks like we have company. I'm guessing it's other urban explorers. Pretty sure. Got hockey cards and baseball cards galore. Look how many baseball cards are on the ground. Alright, I'm gonna open up a pack of these just to see what's on the inside. I know it's gonna be baseball cards, but who? I don't know. No idea who that is. Who are these people? Thought it was baseball cards, now it's hockey cards. Nothing.
So after doing some further research while inside, it turns out these cards are worth absolutely nothing. A few years ago, people were making clickbait videos about these cards, saying they were worth millions, but in reality, not so much. It turns out these cards were left behind by a wealthy businessman who passed away, only to leave these cards rotting away and become a permanent fixture inside this building.
Bags and bags of trash.
Over most of the 20th century, the pounding rhythms of metal and stamping filled this factory. The factory was built in 1925 for Hudson Motor Company. In return, General Motors bought the plant in 1956, and for 30 years, hoods, fenders, and bumpers for Cadillac automobiles were produced here. As America went through its depression and Detroit's corruption, this factory had no other choice but to lay off 700 employees. Over the years, business would begin to spiral downhill, thus closing the factory in 1986. After more digging, I found a few more photos online of what this place may have looked like back in its heyday.
Almost looks like a turbine. What is this thing?
The clock is ticking, so it's time to make my exit and head to the next auto factory. This plant is just a shell of its former self, but a staple and a piece of American history as one of the first car factories ever produced. It truly is an American icon, and I'm glad I got to explore it before the demo. Here I am on the next morning drive, heading towards my following location, Fisher Body Plant 21. While I was out in Detroit, a supporting subscriber of mine told me to go to Fisher Body Plant, so that's where I'm headed to right now. Man, look at this place. It is absolutely wrecked. I think this is probably the most deteriorated place I've ever been to. Look at this. It looks absolutely ridiculous. Oh my God. Cool. Look at that. God, look at that. Whew, that is wrecked. So unfortunately, I hear that this is the only way up to the second floor. You have to climb this rope right here or climb the ladder. It looks like somebody set up. It doesn't come across as being too steep on camera, but trust me, it is. So I'm not looking forward to this, but let's try it. Oh shit.
We made it. Barely, but we made it. That's steep. Whew. It's a long drop. What was this thing? Oh. I have no idea what this was. So we made it to this third floor. Yeah, let me see. Yeah, this is the third floor. We made it to the third floor, and it's kind of the same thing, floor after floor. I think this place has about maybe 6 stories. We're on the third right now, so let's check it out, I guess. Found the urinal. Why the hell is Detroit so damn cold? Why is that? It feels like my face is gonna fall off my face. It's too damn cold. I don't see how y'all standing up here.
The Fisher body plant was founded in 1908, and by 1910, Fisher produced automotive bodies for Cadillac, Ford, Studebaker, Hudson, and other names. To meet increasing demand, Fisher expanded over 40 plants in Detroit. The building I am in, Fisher 21, was built in 1919. Success wouldn't last long as a series of violent strikes broke out at General Motors and Fisher body plants across the country in the late 1930s. After the smoke cleared and during the Second World War, the plant started manufacturing components for guns, planes, tanks, and other items. But the inevitable happened. The rise and downfall of Detroit continued as Body Fisher plant will close for good on the 1st of April in 1984.
Look at this icicle I found. Look at that. Got a whole bunch of them. Look at that. They're all on the ground. Pretty looking. So for some people out there, this might not be cool, but to us Southerners, it is. Look at this block of wood and how the ice kind of formed around it. Look at that. That's so cool. Made it to the other side. I wonder why this part has wood. This part has wood and the rest of it's cement. Guess it doesn't make any difference. As long as you have a good time exploring. As you can see, not much on the tippy top here. Got a nice looking water tower. But other than that, it's kind of it.
After watching some other urban explorers fly their drones inside, it was getting late and I decided to make my exit. As far as in this place, the city of Detroit is seeking developers to renovate the site, but there are no takers. For $300,000, you can own a piece of automotive history with great views of the city. But if you want my honest opinion on this, before anyone else makes the plunge and purchases something they're going to regret, Detroit has to step outside the typical politician's mindset and do something for the people instead of just talking about it. I guess this would also be a good time to bring up that I was casually talking to someone on the street about Detroit, and he says there are two Detroits. Well, in theory, he is correct. If you go to the inner city of Detroit, everything looks professionally manicured and well taken care of. But if you venture outside the 2-mile circle of the inner city, Detroit looks like a war zone. So until Detroit stops regular criminals voting for professional criminals, it will always continue to look like this. The moral of the story is, don't play into the victim mindset. If you want to see your community improve, get out there and help improve it. Don't rely on big government to do it for you, because nothing will ever get done. Do you enjoy this type of content? Let me know in the comments section. Later on during the year, I may do some paranormal and haunted videos. I'll create a community tab for that, and if it gets enough likes over dislikes, I'll make a series for it. Also, if you have any places in your area that you want me to explore, let me know on Instagram at ExploreWithRick. Until then, keep exploring and stay curious.